Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I know that you, given that you are paying attention, will not be surprised when XRP finally blasts to the upside, ultimately hits a new all-time high, enters price discovery, but I think the typical person in crypto who isn't paying as close attention necessarily to XRP is really going to be caught off guard. I'm absolutely counting on that. In fact, that's when it comes to investing, that's my strategy. A big part of it anyway, just broadly speaking. It's true of XRP and other coins. The trick is not really much of a trick. It's I buy stuff, I hold, I do nothing, I just wait. And then when price finally starts going, that attracts the attention of the typical lemming retail speculator. You know, like moths to a light, to a bright light. That's what happens. That's what these green candles do, and it's going to happen. And they're going to be caught off guard, just like they've been in the past. And it's going to be a very fun time. And I'll tell you, I continue to see tons of chart analysts expecting XRP to blow very, very soon. And, you know, I understand some people have said that consistently for the span of the last 6+ years that I've been here, but we are actually in a bull market right now, which is why I'm not surprised to see an uptick, a substantial uptick, because I'm going to share with you an update on multiple metrics pertaining to XRP specifically. And I will tell you this at the outset of the video. When you have all of these metrics being in the position that they are all at once, it means that XRP is about to go historically. Because in fact, if you look back over a decade, the only instances where XRP, by these various metrics I'll highlight in this video, look where they are now, basically, it's only happened, exclusively happened right before XRP has gone on massive rallies. That's where we are. So this time is not going to be different unless we have some sort of black swan event that crushes the entire market. No, it's going to go, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. And I'll share with you perspective from a number of chart analysts, including one who says, and I like this quote, XRP is about to hit escape velocity. And yeah, that's what it feels like to me as well. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 5:19 p.m. Central Time, Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. XRP is 52.6 cents. Bitcoin is $67,732. So just some ranging. I know obviously we had a bit of a leg up. When was that? Around May 20th or so. So about a week and a half ago, I think it's been. Been mostly trading sideways despite a little bit of a scare here and there, including yesterday with the, I don't know if you guys heard about the whole Mt. Gox situation. Not that I want to go into that, it's outside the scope of the purpose of this video, but it's just a FUD narrative that a bunch of funds from what used to be the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange back like over a decade ago, funds from that were finally going to be distributed and the price is going to drop and people, it's just a narrative though. It's not something to actually worry about here. Here you got the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 72 out of 100, so market is still in greed. And take a look at this. I'm going to be brief on this, but I just wanted to mention this because I think it's cool, and it speaks to the degree to which we are correct. I mean, even if you don't want to talk about a specific crypto, could we at least all agree that the crypto asset class is here to stay? I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but here's some more evidence. If you're wondering, broadly speaking, without speaking of any specific coin, is this the case? Well, yes. In this case, yes, this article on your screen, we're talking about Bitcoin here, but we are absolutely on the right track, and I firmly believe that as time passes, you're going to see stories similar to this with coins like XRP. But it's not surprising that, obviously, when it comes to institutional adoption, when it comes to a firm like BlackRock jumping into crypto, not surprising that they're going to the coin that happens to be #1 in market cap, which is Bitcoin. Perfectly reasonable. I don't mind that at all. But, we understand that the life-changing wealth opportunity is not in Bitcoin at this point. It is in altcoins like XRP. And XRP, to me, is the sweet spot because a large cap coin today like XRP, I mean, it's large cap in name only because there's almost no money in it because we're early. That's why there's this opportunity. So, yeah, large cap to where, you have XRP, it's been around, tried and true, never hacked. It's been around over a decade. You name it, it's clearly here to stay, right? But, if you look at Bitcoin, way more money in it. So in order just to double or triple an investment in Bitcoin, you better have a much longer time horizon. But the true opportunity for life-changing wealth, it's in the altcoins. And that's why I always say XRP to me is the sweet spot, because it's tried and true. It's obviously not some sort of rug pull or scam. There's all sorts of those throughout the world of crypto, which is why I stay away from the brand new coins, generally speaking, and the micro caps. It's just outside of my risk profile. I'm not saying there's no opportunity in that. I'm just saying that it's outside of my risk profile, broadly speaking. But look at this. BlackRock funds invest in Bitcoin via its own spot ETF. This is from Finance Feeds. The BlackRock Strategic Income Opportunities and BlackRock Strategic Global Bond Funds reported purchases of IBIT shares during the first quarter of 2024, according to filings with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. BlackRock Strategic Income Opportunities acquired nearly $3.6 million worth of IBIT shares, while BlackRock Strategic Global Bond bought $486,000 in IBIT shares. And, one of the things that I think is the coolest about all of this, so obviously, people who, previously weren't in crypto, they can go buy directly the spot Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock or wherever they want to purchase it from. But what's cooler than that to me? I just think it's neat. This particular ETF, it's going to be thrown into all sorts of funds, so there are going to be a ton of people that own Bitcoin and have exposure to it that don't even realize they have exposure to it because it's part of a fund that has other stuff in it as well. And even if it's just a small percentage, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, whatever it ends up being, like the degree to which this is going to result in very interesting supply and demand dynamics, displaying themselves in front of us, it's hard to overstate the importance of that over the long haul. I think it's overstated in the short term and not sufficiently appreciated if you look over a longer time horizon and look at behaviors changing. Here's from headline from CNBC. MedTech stock Similar Scientific takes Bitcoin play from MicroStrategy's book, surges 37%. And this is awesome. Check this out. Similar Scientific, a little-known medical technology company, saw its share surge Tuesday after it said it has adopted Bitcoin as its primary treasury reserve asset, taking a page out of MicroStrategy's playbook. The company, which develops products used in the detection of peripheral arterial disease, also announced a purchase of 581 Bitcoins for about $40 million, inclusive of fees and expenses. And so the stock ended up soaring 37% on Tuesday. And so even if you're not excited about Bitcoin, even if you don't hold Bitcoin, which will apply to some of you listening here, I think you should still be excited about this. The more adoption we get for Bitcoin, the more money ultimately will flow into the altcoins, which again is where I firmly believe there is the opportunity for life-changing wealth, including XRP. So when is this actually going to go? Well, I found this interesting. I keep seeing similar timeframes from a lot of different reputable analysts out here. Here's a headline from the Daily Hodl. Economist Henrik Ziberg says Bitcoin days away from next big move. Here's his price target. Macro strategist Henrik Ziberg is predicting Bitcoin will make a big move to the upside any day now. In a new interview on the Bloor Street Capital YouTube channel, Ziberg says Bitcoin could soar more than 64% from its current value by the third quarter of the year. Oh my God, 64%. Now, I understand if you're talking in traditional finance, if you're a traditional finance guy, your mouth's wired. 64%, I can't believe it. Yeah, well, that's like a small part of like a Tuesday afternoon in the world of crypto for alts, right? That's a big nothing. It's from the current level. This is why Bitcoin's not interesting to me. Not really. I mean, I appreciate it and I hold it still. I've been holding it since 2017, but come on. The real opportunity for Bitcoin was more like back in 2017 and earlier, frankly. But still, what's interesting to me about this is the timeline. So let me share with you part of a quote of what he said. In January, I said $110,000 to $115,000 on Bitcoin, and I stick to that. I think we're hours or days away from a big move starting again. We had a big move on May 20th. I think that was just the beginning. Now we've been consolidating for a few days, and I think we're going to see a very, very big move coming into mid-June, but an uptrend with consolidations and pullbacks. So that's what I find interesting. And if Bitcoin really does go to that level, which I think is perfectly reasonable, suppose it may, what that's going to mean for XRP and the rest of the altcoins out there, it means it's absolute insanity. We are on the cusp of that yet again. And it's an exciting time because most of the time, being in crypto, I've been here over 6 years now, good 6.5 years roughly. Most of it is sideways and downward price action. but we really actually are in one of those moments where we should expect a move to the upside. And if you've been following me for a while on YouTube, you know I don't normally talk like this, but that's because we're normally not in bull runs. We're in a freaking bull run, folks. So despite the consolidation, which I know is, trying the patience of some people, this is the part where things start to get nuts. So, here's a post from Credible Crypto, and I'm not going to read the whole thing just for the sake of time. It's on your screen there. But this is the most recent update from him yesterday, and he was just warning, it is possible in the short term, we may see Bitcoin go down to as low as $62,000 to $63,000. But just to be clear, this doesn't change anything on a higher time frame. Like, more all-time high. In fact, so fine. Bitcoin has hit multiple new all-time highs this year, but they've been very short-lived. Now, that's actually historically normal. So that happens, consolidation sideways, all of this is very normal. But when it breaks, see, and that's why I wanted to highlight that part of this article from the Daily Hodl where they're talking about what Henrik Ziberg had to say here, because the timeline's fascinating, because I've seen all sorts of analysts talk about XRP starting to take off first major impulse in June or July of this year. That's the most honed in I can get, and I still think it's kind of rough to make time estimates when it comes to chart analysis, but given where we are in this bull cycle, if you're going to take a stab at it, I mean, that seems reasonable at least, right? Here's a post from chart analyst Jelly. Hashtag Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to hold above the key support in preparation for the next leg higher. I doubt bears can hold this back for much longer. Send it. Here we have a post from chart analyst Bobby A, and he said, escape velocity is coming for XRP. Most will be grade A pampa chasers. Now that I certainly believe will be true, because when a coin starts taking off, it's true of every coin that starts going. There's a core group of people that are paying attention. Then it goes. Then the lemming retailers out there jump in because shiny new thing. Green candle. That's how it works with all this. And if you think that people aren't going to treat XRP like that, you're just dead wrong. Because when it gets to that point, it's not about what the asset is, long-term viability. It's about the mania of the moment. And I'm counting on humans to continue to behave like humans. Our DNA hasn't changed. It's going to happen. Here's the XRP BTC chart. And still looking good, relatively speaking. I say good, meaning that we're basically at all-time lows, which is a good thing because, as I was citing at the outset of the video, there are multiple metrics you can look at, which only occur historically, and I do mean exclusively occur, all in tandem, exclusively before XRP melts faces to the upside. And so here you have XRP priced very poorly against Bitcoin. Now, it is up since its cycle low, which was on April 13th of this year. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. That's just what the current cycle low is. But as I've said many times, even if there's a new low for XRP priced against Bitcoin, fine, I don't care, because history tells us that despite the level of despair that may bring people, ultimately a bottom actually is formed, and then there is a reversal. So if this was it, if this was the bottom on April 13th, great. And if it's not, don't care. I don't think humans are going to stop behaving like humans, and the market has been telling us for over a decade that XRP makes sense, or else it wouldn't have been in the top 10 coins by market cap for its entire existence, which is only true of 3 coins, by the way. Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP, the only 3 coins that have always been in the top 10 by market cap their entire existence. But you're telling me like the market made that big of an oops-a-doodle, it's just been here, and now this is the moment where it actually falls out of the top 10 and never returns. Okay, good luck with that. I don't think so. Here's a post from chart analyst Cryptos talking about a couple things, XRP BTC, but this top chart is XRP market cap dominance. Look at that percentage. And so he posted this morning, and at the time, XRP market cap dominance down to 1.19%. That's pretty damn close to the all-time low. So look at where we're at. We're looking, look at XRP BTC, price against Bitcoin. Look at dominance, that's 2. I've got more metrics to talk about. But here's what Cryptos had to say. XRP BTC and XRP dominance have been forming this inverse head and shoulders for 13 weeks, right on top of significant support level. Hopefully this is the start of a bigger time frame reversal. And so, again, dominance on the top and then XRP BTC chart on the bottom. So he says that that's the chart pattern that's playing out, which is a bullish chart pattern, if indeed that's what's playing out here. But either way, whether you agree with that analysis or not, the point is An additional point is, like these metrics aligning and just understanding historically what this means. These metrics never look like this in tandem except for at the moments before XRP melts faces. That's the only time this has ever happened, and I'm telling you that is where we are right now. Here's a post from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto, and he highlighted this XRP BTC chart, and he shared a couple targets. One of them, this is XRP priced against Bitcoin, 0.000005. Now, that one was interesting because that's well below where we are right now. In fact, here's the chart, yeah. So this is where we are right now as of the time that I'm recording this, 0.00000775. So he's saying that would go down to 0.000005, which is lower than what we saw on April 13th. So he's warning we actually could take that out, the cycle low, which was April 13th, and have a new cycle low. But if that's the case, that's not some sort of negative thing. Historically, when that happens, that's a good thing. It's an indicator of where we are in the market cycle. So that was one target, and then he also highlighted one. For those of you look at the screen, you'd say you can see way, way, way higher, right? That one's only got 3 zeros after the decimal point, 0.00013, because it's not going to stay down there forever. So he's got one target that on the surface might make people think, well, that's bad and scary. That's going the wrong direction. I don't think it matters, even if it hits there. And he could be right. It very well may hit that. But it's not going to stay there. Again, eventually bottoms are found in markets. That's that. So he says of these targets, both targets are super bullish because the lower target means we have bottomed on the macro view and the only direction is up. Now I buy into that, and I don't. Maybe he's right. Maybe we take out, the April 13th low and we have a new low. I'm not going to make a prediction on that. I don't know, but I would agree certainly that if that happens, that is still bullish because bottoms are ultimately found. We're in the midst of a crypto bull market. So if XRP is lagging behind, making XRP price less against Bitcoin in the moment, fine, cool, doesn't bother me one bit. And then he says the upper target aligns with previous all-time high touch points. To put this into perspective in dollars, if XRP is 0.00013, so that's his upper target here, then that means Bitcoin at $80,000 would mean that XRP is $10.40. That means if Bitcoin's at $100,000, XRP is at $13. If Bitcoin's at $125,000, XRP is at $16.25, so $16.25. Bitcoin's at $150,000, then XRP is at $19.50. And then if Bitcoin hits $210,000, that would mean at that level with XRP priced against Bitcoin, that would mean XRP is $27.30. So conceptually, that's obviously true because the more money that flows into Bitcoin, the more money there will be to cycle through. And he's also just, again, regardless of the price level in terms of United States dollars, that's just what it is. If he's saying if XRP is 0.00013. But in addition to that, what I'm adding is, if that much money flows in, my God, the amount of money is going to cycle through the entire crypto space. So don't think that you can't see these types of price levels. Now, the higher the price target, the less optimistic I am because logic dictates that must be the case. So, I don't think that Bitcoin at $210,000 this market cycle, I don't think it's impossible. I don't think that's the least bit crazy. I'm less optimistic for that, but it certainly could happen. So seeing XRP up there, I'm not going to rule that out. XRP at $27. I mean, I've been in crypto long enough and seen enough and experienced enough myself with crazy returns that I know this is possible. And it typically comes when the typical person anyway least expects it. And then in hindsight, it looks obvious as of course it was going to go, and then everybody agrees. But this is absolutely possible. So if you're talking about XRP gaining that type of ground, which it has done in the past, yes, all of these targets are safely grounded in reality. Yes, I would agree with that, 100%. There's also this. Here's another metric. So we talked about a couple already. What about this one? RSI. XRP alert. Lowest RSI in the history of XRP. Check out the chart below. It's based on the monthly time frame, and the RSI is at its lowest ever in XRP history. If this isn't a positive signal, I don't know what is. the RSI curvature is turning upwards, and we have a long road ahead to 70 and even above 80. And so what's the context here? What is the RSI? Well, it's relative strength index, but what's good, what's good and what's bad? What is oversold, what is overbought using this metric? Well, I just went straight to Fidelity's website. It's one of the first research results that popped up for this. And check this out. The Relative Strength Index, developed by J. Wells Wilder, is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements. The RSI oscillates between 0 and 100. Traditionally, the RSI is considered overbought when above 70 and oversold when below 30. Signals can be generated by looking for divergences and failure swings. RSI can also be used to identify the general trend. Indeed. So now back to eGreg Crypto's chart right here. So he's noting that at the time he posted this morning, RSI was at 38.02. So not at 30, which Fidelity is saying is considered oversold, but that doesn't mean anything. Because what you also need to look at is what is historically normal for an asset, because that particular indicator, it's used for the stock market too, for individual stocks. And one thing that and I'm not a chart analyst, but any chart analyst will tell you that you have to apply that to the history of that particular stock. So what's oversold for XRP? Is it 30? No, it's never been there actually in history. It never. I mean, this is about the lowest it's ever been. But that's why I'm saying don't look at what that 30 and 70 number and think no, that's basically a template. Those are guidelines broadly speaking, and then you look at the individual asset to figure out, okay, well, is XRP oversold because we're not down to 30? The answer is yes. XRP right now is among the most oversold it's ever been in history. This is the lowest RSI in the history of XRP right here when you take this. That's it. So that's another metric. Again, market dominance, XRP BTC, relative strength index. And there's more. Do you remember this one? This is the big headline back in April, and it's still true. Analyst reveals XRP breakout signal as monthly Bollinger Bands tightens to historical levels. And so here's a post from Charting Guy, XRP USD chart, and he said XRP monthly Bollinger Bands are now the tightest they've ever been in history, 0.7 for the width. And by the way, it actually got a little bit tighter even after that. And he said the tightest it got before this was 0.73 in 2017, 1 month before. And then he sarcastically says, probably nothing, because it's definitely something, and he knows it. That's exciting. Because regardless of the asset that you're applying this metric to, Bollinger Bands, it is an indication, not directionally what's going to happen, but it's an indication that something is going to happen. When an asset is coiled this freaking tight as it pertains to Bollinger Bands, yes, it's going to have a big move. So then the question is it going to be for XRP to the upside or the downside? Well, we're in a bull market, and again, drawing upon moments in the past where this is the case, like what occurred? Look what happened. So look at how narrow this band is. Okay, now look last market cycle. Still pretty narrow. Not the most narrow it had ever in history. It's more narrow now. And then look back here in 2017. In all of these moments, it's right before it took a major moves to the upside. That is where we are right now. So that's 4 metrics right now that I've highlighted. And this against the backdrop of XRP actually rising against the United States dollar for 2 years now, just about. XRP has been rising against the United States dollar for that time period. So that has been trending to the upside because it's not trending towards zero. If it were some sort of piece of crap that nobody wanted, then you could expect all of this to move to the downside, maybe throughout the whole analysis, fine. But XRP is moving, and there are all sorts of moves indicating like it's moving in tandem with the rest of the market. It's not a coincidence that this is all happening for XRP at moments when things are interesting in this asset class just in general. XRP absolutely is going along for the ride unquestionably. That's my opinion anyway. So lots of reasons to be excited here. This is the most optimistic I've ever been as an XRP holder myself in history. This is the most optimistic. I think that there are a lot of people that are going to be surprised because they're not paying attention. Now they will be. XRP will again be the talk of the town, as has been the case in the past. But we are here first. So congratulations to you for paying attention. This is going to get absolutely insane, and I am here for it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.